Jimmy,
Mike,
get the ice.
getting the ice.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Hi!
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Bacon is My Podcast. The show
Yes.
that answers the burning question of what's your bacon?
Yes.
The show that is brought to you by the fine people saving the bean bags of men across the world. Manscaped.
Yes. Keep those gobblers clean. With Thanksgiving coming up, gobble gobble.
The gobbles.
The gobblers.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the thing on the neck is?
I think it's a gobble. I don't think it's a gobbler. A gobbler.
Isn't that what the thing on the neck is?
It's a gobble. Right.
Yeah.
But a gobbler implies like that's like a verb. That's
Oh,
like,
okay. Good. The
Are
gobbles.
Are you a gobbler?
Are you a gobbler? Right. Several gobblers
Several
would be
gobblers.
like several people
Right.
eating.
But for all you gobblers out there, you want those gobbles to be clean shaven.
Indeed. So, use the promo code BACONPOD at manscaped.com, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping.
That just got us a warning.
Yeah. Also, drinkwildbills.com, grillyourassoff.com, poddex.com. Please use the promo code BACON. You get 10% off any of these fine products. Jim,
Yeah.
how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
I'm getting over being sick.
I'm getting into being sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
timing
daughter
is perfect.
Lacey had the flu. It's only come to since COVID. It's only come to my attention. There's an actual fucking flu test.
Yeah, I knew that. I've never taken one.
I never knew it until
Or I've probably taken one when you've gone to urgent care and they've
a while back at the beginning of COVID. Not the beginning, but toward the middle, whatever. I had a test, and they came back and they said it's flu, and I said, "Oh, it's not COVID," because it was COVID negative, and they were
Right.
like, "No, you tested positive for flu." I'm like, "Tested positive for flu? There's a fucking test for that?"
Yeah, man.
I did not know. And I was schooled even more this week where they were like, "It's flu A." I'm like, what other flu is there? And there's a flu B.
There's a B.
I
Well, if there's
didn't-
an A, there's got to be a B.
Right. But what's the difference between the two? I don't know.
One letter.
Yeah, right.
Probably
So-
a number, actually, if you look at the scientific thing. I don't know science, though, but our guest does.
Our guest certainly does.
See that?
That was a good
See
segue.
that?
That was a good segue. You're learning.
I am.
From me.
From a master.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She is a scientist, an engineer,
This girl is everything. She's
model,
a model,
a-
actress, scientist, engineer. She owns patents. She's in her first year of college.
right.
She's traveling the country with her dad in a Honda
Elantra.
or a Hyundai Elantra.
Yeah.
Not staying in. What's it like?
Living off the land,
Living
baby.
off the land, super positive.
Yeah,
and
super cool.
A great example of that idea that just go for it.
Yeah.
Just you see something you want to do it.
Yes.
Figure it out. You can do it. You can figure it out.
Miss Rachel Pizzolato.
Yeah.
She was really good.
Super cool.
Full disclosure, we're usually way more prepared for our episodes. Mm-hmm. But between when she booked it and when I was sending confirmations, I started getting emails back saying that they were not
right. Your emails
getting
were
there.
bouncing back.
They were bouncing back. And I was about 90% sure as of this afternoon
Yeah.
that this episode was not going to happen. And
Right.
as we're setting up, all of a sudden in the StreamYard thing, just in case, we
She
kept
pops
all of a
in.
sudden hear, boop.
So, for those of you listening, This show is really about 90% on the fly.
Yes. Yes. 100% off on the fly.
You know,
Because we thought we knew kinda,
right.
but this is what we do.
Right.
This is what we do, and hopefully,
seizing the moment.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I've listened to quite a few interview podcasts, doing some research for future guests and stuff. And man, I hope we're not as annoying as them.
Well, I hope we are in a different way. I hope we're annoying in a. Man, they're annoying, but I can listen to this.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I hope so. Yeah, that's fine. That'll work.
If we're annoying, I hope it's in a.
If we're awful annoying, let us know.
Yeah.
Give us
listen in the comments.
Like we got 1-star review on Apple.
Yeah, but they didn't
say why.
Say anything.
So if you're gonna do it, at least insult us.
Go all out, man.
Don't be a pussy.
Right.
Anyway.
Or a dick.
I do.
It's not gender.
Right.
It's gender neutral.
It's gender neutral.
An asshole.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Everybody's got an asshole.
Everybody's got a butthole.
We're getting warned. This
is another warning. But we do digress, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get our interview with Rachel.
Coming up right now, Rachel Pizzolato, starting right now. Boop, beep, boop.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Now,
we're back.
Oh, we
welcome everybody to Bacon is My Podcast, your favorite Monday morning podcast with the word bacon in the title.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
There might be another one.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes. Today we are live and remotely in person, right?
Yeah,
is that the thing?
We're both
with a TikTok 1.8 million follower person. We've got like 40 now.
Yeah.
We're doing better on other things.
Right.
TikTok's just not it.
It's
we've got
the show's new on TikTok.
Yeah, it's very new. We've got model, we've got cosplayer, we've got engineer, we've got
savior of the hounds.
Savior of the hounds. She totally doesn't steal them.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Pizzolato, how are you?
I am still good.
Funny.
Little do they know.
Little do they know that this is a completely different day.
It's a whole different day.
Whole new day.
We're all wearing the same things.
Yes.
For those of you that are
Same
audio,
position.
It's just the flattering things that we wear.
You know.
That's why.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. I discovered you through actually Mythbusters Junior. I was watching it with my kids, and you came up on the show, and they love the Mythbusters stuff and whatnot. So really cool. And then your credentials for being on that show. What was that like? That was a while ago now.
Yeah.
At this point,
Well,
right?
kind of. It aired in 2018, 19. So
Yeah.
not too far.
something like that. A couple years.
Yeah. So that's super impressive. And then, your social media game is on point here. Now I know you're in New Orleans. We're recording this in October, even though it's not released until November. But what's up? You're not at Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. What's up with that?
First of all, wasn't invited, didn't go, and I just got back from New York. I went to go get my Style Cruise magazine. I was on the cover of that, and I had like 12 pages in that magazine.
Wow.
But I've been traveling. When I say traveling, I mean traveling. So literally this month, at the beginning of September, I drove to California, then went to Vegas, then went to San Diego, and stayed there for like 2 weeks, drove back, which is 3.5 days for driving, and drove back straight, and then took 2 days at home to recoup, repack, drove straight to New York, Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, and then spent a whole week in South Dakota, then drove back. So the entire month was just driving, traveling, and we basically live in the car like the entire time. No hotels.
Wow.
It actually it humbles us a lot. We bring all of our
You're like a touring band.
yeah, we stay in the car. We have a little Hyundai Elantra.
Okay.
And we basically just have our pillows and blankets, and every night we go hang out at the 24-hour Planet Fitness, get our showers, sleep in the hydro bed, the water beds, whatever. And it's honestly really great because the entire time we're on the road, we need to be somewhere and we don't have time to like go check into a hotel and check out and repack. So we did not get a hotel for a whole month and we were on the road.
That is awesome.
I love that. Like I said,
Especially
we're both musicians. And we've both done the touring thing and everything. And I pretty much lived in a van touring on and off and being in it for a few years. So I respect that. I respect that life. That's it's not easy at first, but it gets easier and easier. And it ends up kind of being like freeing.
Yeah.
Right. It's
for me, it definitely did.
Forces you to be resourceful.
Yeah.
We went so many times to the Grand Canyon and just stayed in that Grand Canyon park, just watching like the stars above us. And we stayed for like a week, just chilling in the Grand Canyon.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can do those things, you know.
I can do those things.
When you're bouncing from hotel to hotel, you get into that habit of check in, go to your room, sit down, turn on the TV, check it out. You're looking at the ceiling. Yeah, like you don't. When you're not doing that, you get that opportunity to be like, oh my God, the sky looks banging. Let's stay here for a couple hours and check this out. Let's build a fire. Let's go somewhere where we can, like,
why not?
Absolutely, all kinds of stuff.
So you say who do you trust enough to travel with? Who can you tolerate long enough to travel with?
And my dad. Like literally, when I don't have a date to some of these like events or red carpet events, I'll just be like, yeah, I brought my dad. And they'll be like, whoa, how old are you? I'm like, don't ask. I'm like, I'm 18 and I'm allowed to be here. But yeah, all these other people are 30 years old and they have dates. I brought my dad. Okay.
Right.
And like, so obviously you and your dad are close, but
yeah,
he doesn't get on your nerves, huh?
All the time. All the time. He's like my dadager and he keeps me on my toes and he's like, did you do your homework? Did you do this? And I'm like, stop asking me. But he ultimately is great and will put down everything just to, I don't know, make me happy, do stuff and travel the world. So yes, he is 100% on my side.
That's awesome. That's cool to have that kind of support system too.
Yeah.
How did you when did you decide? When do you remember deciding that like, oh, I'm going to be a nomad and I'm going to kind of be open to doing all these different things. I'm going to have a hand in, and I'm going to have a hand in everything, right?
I don't know. It kind of just happened after the first time I went to California, which was to shoot Mythbusters Jr. I fell in love, and I've always wanted to move there. But the reason I'm not is because I'm competing for the Miss Louisiana Teen USA title, and that's in New Orleans.
Right.
And you have to live here. So this is my last year competing as Miss Louisiana, and hopefully I get it. So then I can go to Miss Teen USA, which is Miss USA.
Right.
But if I don't get it, then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Out to California I go.
I will say New Orleans is one of my favorite places.
What?
I love New
Never
Orleans.
been.
Oh, man. The food.
I know.
The food.
See, for me, I can't live there. And like the storms and stuff, they suck. And I'm sure it affected you guys and everything. Yeah. They suck. But I couldn't live there because we're in Long Island and we get hit. And we're basically on this floating rock that's going to go away eventually.
Right.
But I couldn't live there because I would have a heart attack at 40.
No.
Why? Yeah. Oh, I would.
Why?
Really?
Because of all the food I would eat. Oh man,
that's true.
Oh, okay. I was you'd have a cardiac event
because of the food.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, what are you afraid of with the weather?
No.
I was connecting.
I'm saying no. I'm sorry. I'm saying that the weather doesn't bother me because
right
here we are.
Gumbo, crawfish, seafood,
full of beignets and crawfish.
Yeah, beignets. Oh man.
Exactly. It's just too good.
Love it. I love New Orleans. So yeah.
I would find my way into voodoo probably.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I That's where I would find myself.
Do you get like a lot of voodoo stuff in your area or anything like that?
One of my friends practices, and she's kind of like a witch. I'm like, ooh. And she made a voodoo doll of me, kind of scary. But
That's why she's still your friend.
Exactly. She'd probably just be like, I'm gonna just, I don't know, stab you a little bit. And you're gonna be my friend. But yeah, I have been introduced to what voodoo is, and I am not that type of person. But that's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What are your thoughts on things like voodoo as a person with a science background?
I mean, I feel like if you really practice it and know what's happening, because I have no clue, then yeah, you can believe and maybe things will happen. I have no clue because I'm an open-minded person. I think, yeah, that maybe something could happen. But as a scientist in the back of my brain, I'm like, nah. You're just making a hobby. That's cool.
Yeah.
See, I like that. I have a similar. My right and left brain are always at odds like that. Where
I'm always open-minded though. Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the facts here, and then they go, yeah, but things change.
Maybe.
My magic is just science we haven't figured out yet.
That's true.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, we've been kind of dabbling a little bit with like paranormal people and stuff like that, and guests and stuff like that, and that's always like a struggle I have, and it's just like I'm addicted to like paranormal shows and things like that. But then at the same time, I'm like so into it, and then I'm like, come on, that's like, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy.
Yeah, I spent a good portion of my life going bullshit. Maybe.
Perhaps.
That's exactly.
What so shooting Mythbusters, like, that's really cool to me. I was a huge fan of the show, and then they brought it back, Mythbusters Junior. What was it like kind of doing, I don't know, like a sequel to a show that was huge, that was like really revolutionary, in a lot of ways. How'd that feel like? How did you get picked for it?
Yeah,
is another thing.
I've always been a scientist, always. And I started by taking apart watches and putting them back together, and clocks and all these weird things around my house. I just take them apart, put it back together. And then I really liked it. So my dad introduced me to like power tools, drills, solders, table saws, all that stuff. And I was like, ooh, I like this. And so I started building random things. My dad would buy me some wood. I built like chairs, pool decks, just random things. And I loved it. And so then...
And how old were you?
Oh, gosh. I was probably like 7, like 6 or 7, just building random things in my house. But then I started doing science fair when I was in 6th grade. And the first one I created was a vertical axis wind turbine. And I went on the news, and I was doing all this stuff, and I was posting to YouTube all my crafts. And I felt like I was getting somewhere in science. And so then I created a 4-year patent pending invention. And then I created another 4-year patent pending invention. And these kind of like got out a lot. Actually, one of my inventions before it was patented, the vertical axis wind turbine, was stolen in Turkey. So they are making absolute bank on this invention.
Wow.
But to counteract that, I created technology that they don't have within their turbines and patented that, so that I know, I can create different applications, different technology, because you have my exact turbine on the side of the road right now in Turkey. But then I didn't let that get me down. And so I started posting a lot on social media. And, I wasn't like famous or anything, but one of the casting directors reached out to my dad, who is the hardest person to ever reach ever, on the last day of casting. They're like, we need your daughter. We need your daughter. She is the perfect woman in STEM. She loves being, unique and outgoing. Like, I've been in 300 or more beauty pageants. I have over 300 pageant titles to my name. So trust me, I love being on stage. And so they were like, please do not hang up. Give me a Zoom call with your daughter and we will get this going. It was the last day. We did all the Zoom calls, and literally the next day shipped me out to San Rafael, California, and we shot Mythbusters. But I didn't know that it was Mythbusters at first. They said it was a science show.
Okay.
And so the reason I knew was because Adam Savage walked out of the room and was like, "Ooh, hey guys." And I was like,
Oh man.
no flipping way. But yeah, I was kind of crawling out of my skin and fangirling really, really, really hard. But I think the original Mythbusters is unbeatable, and Mythbusters Jr. was just there to, show that Mythbusters is basically legendary, pretty much.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, there was a big hole that they left.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
they never meant for Mythbusters Jr. to be, like a junior, because we are a little bit more advanced than the average, like normal middle schooler, high schooler. So we wanted to project to normal adults. And being on the Discovery Science Channel, I think they could have gone to Discovery Channel to get more adults. And then we probably would have had a season 2, but we're not sure yet. We are still undecided.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Later.
Oh, so wait. So
there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance.
Nice.
There's a chance. That's
nice.
Awesome.
I use like the Mythbusters thing all the time with my wife and my kids, because the one that always stuck with me is running in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yes. You get less rain when you walk.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's just crazy to me. Yeah.
Right. And
What if you're a sprinter and you run as fast as you possibly can? It doesn't
just running into things.
It's still
Yeah. Hardcore. Like they'll always be like running and stuff, and I'll be like, you shouldn't run. So I always quote Mythbusters and that stuff. Dogs barking is not a big problem. We've had dogs like literally hop on top of our guests.
Oh, really?
Large dogs hop on top of guests and eat food from their plate and stuff.
Right.
No.
Well, my parents are home and I have to tell them I'm on a podcast. Hold it.
Okay.
That's always been my favorite.
All right.
Running thing.
Yeah, I think I've seen every episode of Mythbusters like when it was on, and then I think I was one of those people that I also like went to sleep with it on Hulu and stuff, also just rewatching the seasons and then just kind of like seeing new episode, like I've seen every episode, how did I miss this? And because it always seemed like there was one thing that I missed.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the Comic-Con thing, because you are a cosplayer and a gymnast, and you're dressed up as Elektra, and you have like giant ass heels on, and you're flipping and stuff like that.
It'd be very difficult to fight it, I would think.
Yeah.
No.
Not practical. Not practical at all. So what are you, like a big comic book fan?
I would say yes. Like, I love reading comic books, but I'm not too into them. Like, I probably read other stuff besides comics, but I love like Marvel, DC, and the movies. Ugh, mwah, mwah, mwah.
Movies
love
and
the
shows,
movies.
yeah.
Such a fan of superheroes and movie superheroes. Crazy, love them. And if I could dress up as anyone, it would be Wonder Woman, of course. So that is my next one to conquer. But I'm trying to get like the real Wonder Woman chest plate.
Okay.
Oh,
like
nice.
the real one.
Yeah.
So I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. So
Okay.
we're trying not to be like an amateur cosplayer and actually get some really good stuff, because I'd rather cosplay someone really, really, really well rather than have a bunch of meh cosplays.
Yeah.
Right.
So do you make your own cosplay stuff, or?
I am trying to. I'm not much of like a fabric person, but I can sew.
Okay.
Ish. So we're trying to get into it a little bit more. But the building part, like building all the tools, easy peasy, because I build things. But as far as like fabrication,
We gotta get her in touch with Lainey.
Right. Yeah.
We'll get you in touch with Lainey Fenney. She's an awesome cosplayer, and she does a lot of her own stuff, and she does like the molds and things like that. We'll get you in touch with. She's
I'm
awesome.
trying to get into that, but I also have a bunch of designers who are willing to do it for me, and they want their creations out there. So I'm like, okay,
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay. You do this, I do this. Oh yeah. Give and take.
What's your favorite movie? Like the modern era of superhero movies. What's your favorite movie that's come out?
I mean, I feel like the one that kind of wrapped everything up, but it's a good movie, but I feel like things are a little bit lost in there is Endgame. I don't know. I feel like people needed that because there were so many things like loose ends and no one knew where everything was going. Everything just kept going on top of each other. But I think the most entertaining were definitely the Iron Man movies. I could watch Iron Man over and over and over and over and over.
After these messages, we'll be right back. What's up, guys? Going to talk to you a little bit about our sponsors real quick. Just want to start off with grillyourassoff.com. If you are going into grilling season like we are, then you know that you always need a little rub. You always need a little sauce. You need something that's going to help your grilling get better. Help those chicken breasts, right? They get a little dry sometimes. You want to make sure you're saucing them up. You want to make sure those ribs have got a nice dry rub and a saucy rub. Go to grillyourassoff.com. Check it out. I've used their stuff. It's delicious. 10% off with the promo code BACON.
Another place you can go to get 10% off with that promo code, drinkwildbills.com. They've got delicious sodas. They've got all sorts of different flavors, from sarsaparilla to birch beer to you name it. You got your root beers, you got your cream sodas, you got your creamsicles.
Yeah. Sugar-free for you guys. Watching the waistline.
Indeed. And also, they've got some great jerky stuff. They've got the brisket bites are A+.
Indeed.
A+. And if you go there, go to drinkwildbills.com, use the promo code BACON, get 10% off.
One more place you can use that same promo code BACON is our oldest sponsor, Poddex. If you're a podcaster, if you are a budding interviewer, if you are just somebody that has a hard time talking to people every now and then, or want to do something fun with your friends, check out poddex.com. They have these decks of cards, 50 cards per deck, 50 questions. Check it out. Learn things about your friends, learn things about people, learn how to talk a little bit more and be a little bit more comfortable. Always use the promo code BACON. Again, to get 10% off your order. They got cool swag too.
Indeed. And last but not least, of course, always frame the balls.
Yes.
Is that what you do? Frame the balls.
Frame the balls?
Well,
you could frame the balls.
You could. But if you got a bush, it's just not. It's the summer.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Use the Lawnmower 4.0. Use the perfect package and go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD. You get 20% off your order. And they've got all sorts of great stuff. If you're a guy who's looking to feel so fresh and so clean.
Indeed. And not only do you get 20% off, but you also get free shipping.
Free shipping?
Shine up those balls. Get rid of that bush. Clean yourself up. And if you don't clean yourself up, start.
Yeah.
Bacon Pod, 20% off, free shipping. Check it out. Thank you to our sponsors. Thanks for hanging out. What's your bacon?
It's Word GFM.
Word GFM?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we're GFM! You can follow us at the GFM Band. We're on literally everything. And you've been consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
I gotta say, Iron Man 2, that's tough. It's kind of tough.
Iron Man 2 is not my favorite. I think there are like...
I liked Iron Man 3, but a lot of people are like, they give me hate for not liking that one. Or for liking that one.
Yeah,
I liked Iron Man 3. Also, the Spider-Man movie.
Man, the Spider-Man ones are great.
Yeah, I just watched No Way Home the other day.
I don't know why. It's the exact same character over and over and over, but different scenarios, and it's perfect.
Right, and it's great.
We all get Peter Parker though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody gets Peter Parker and that struggle and that like living two lives thing, and I like this take on him, and then I like the way that they button things up. I really like the way that they're gonna kind of reboot it, where hopefully they do it 4 and they're like, hey, this is Spider-Man without Tony Stark stuff and
Right.
not Iron Man Jr. kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Iron Heart. I think that's
That'll be
pretty
good.
Awesome. I'm excited for her.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that I think there have been a few close to perfect superhero movies in the modern era. I think the first Wonder Woman is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
I think Captain America: Winter Soldier
Oh yeah,
is
that was great.
like near perfect movie.
Yeah.
I also think Black Panther was a near perfect
Oh,
movie.
I love Black Panther so much.
Those three are just amazing to me. And then I think that the first Guardians of the Galaxy also is one of my absolute favorite. I think that had the perfect mix of humor in with it. It gets into that like Thor Ragnarok had a really good mix, but the new Thor Love and Thunder was, I think, a little too much slapstick.
Right.
Going on. I'm like, yo, man, there's a god butcher.
Yeah,
I can't take, and you're quipping on the side, Thor. So
I do agree.
But yeah, those three I think are like, they're not my favorite characters. They're probably not my favorite movies, but I think like Winter Soldier, Wonder Woman, and Black Panther are like, I would show those to people that don't like comics and be like, these are great movies.
Just keep your eyes open, keep it open, okay, and just watch it.
Right? Yeah, it's like this is cinema. This is amazing. This is great.
Don't worry about the Marvel flipping thing. Don't worry about it. Yeah, absolutely. So you're a gymnast as well.
Yeah.
So
you can fight in those shoes.
You can,
Yes,
yeah. Now, do you normally do gymnastics in those types of shoes, or is that?
Oh no, I'm a trampolinist. So I usually, do like Olympic trampoline stuff, which is basically just jumping straight up and down, flipping, kicking out, and landing on the X. Like there's no other people, there's no like outside force or whatever. But I have just recently got into trying the combat and trying, I guess, martial arts. I've never actually had background training, but fake it till you make it. And just look up a YouTube video and try a new skill. Literally every single viral video that I've had on my TikTok is me trying a new skill, failing at it, and then finally getting it and doing a transition into it. Because people love to see other people, I guess, fail and then make it.
Right.
But, I can do kip-ups in the heels. I can do backflips in the heels. I could definitely jump on a trampoline in the heels, but like it'd punch a hole through it.
Right.
I could do many things, many things in heels. And honestly, I would say that heels are a little bit more comfortable than the average shoe because my arch is like this. It's like really
Oh, okay.
And it just feels like a normal shoe at that point because it's really high and not flat.
Okay.
So you're building things from when you were 7. You're patenting wind turbines.
Yeah.
You are shooting Mythbusters. You're traveling America. You're in pageants. You are doing gymnastics. You are doing cosplay. How many hours are in your day?
Well, I woke up at 12 today. I woke up at noon and I got 100 on my math test, did 2 papers, and I finally got on this podcast. So
damn, girl, how are you even doing all this?
I would say that I do manage my time pretty well. And like I'm in college right now. I'm at LSU Online. And I'm telling you, as a normal college student, like if I was on campus, I would not be able to do what I am doing right now. Traveling the world, absolutely not. So I try and get all my homework done as soon as possible. At the beginning of the week, it's already done. All my tests are already done. So I get to go create content every single day and live my life without thinking about, oh yeah, I have to study for this test, or I have this or this to do. And I kind of just live, like whatever comes my way. And everything that you see on Instagram is pretty much my day-to-day basis. I don't really go out and put on a outfit just to take pictures. I'm doing something while you're watching me create content. I'm at an event and I'm creating content for y'all to see. It's not just like, yeah, I spend my day creating content. No, I'm doing stuff for sure. And then I also just got another patent pending invention. It's an NFL helmet technology. My brother, he's 6'5", 300 and something pounds, and he's currently at Nichols State University playing football. And so I created this NFL helmet technology when I was in ninth grade. And I went to the International Science and Engineering Fair 3 times in a row, maybe 4. I don't know. I think it was 3 times in a row. No one has ever done that. It was both Broadcom Masters, which is the middle school international science fair, and ISIF, which is the high school international science fair, 6 years in a row.
Wow.
It's crazy. So yes, my life is devoted to having fun, creating new things, and just doing what I love to do and creating that hobby into like a career, because I do it every day. Might as well.
That's awesome.
That's a smart way to kind of, that's a good smart way to manage your time if you want something to be your life. If you want to be able to do something more, do you even have like an unwind thing that's separate from all that, or is everything kind of?
I would say everything's kind of like an unwind for me.
If I go trampoline,
if I go trampoline, it's an unwind. If I go to the beach, it's an unwind. But I'm always taking videos and photos and gaining my following while I'm having fun. So like, it's not like I have an enormous amount of pressure on me all the time, because I do, but the pressure has just become stable and enough to handle every single day, to where I don't have to, have a whole day where I just sit down and do nothing. I can always be doing something and gaining something.
Right.
Now, do you do the editing and all that stuff,
Yes.
or that's all you?
Yeah.
Man, that's
But
what
I like doing it.
See, I like doing it. I don't like doing it on my phone, and that's
do it all on my
problem.
phone. I do.
That's my problem. I'd rather like sit in front of a computer and be like, okay, world's gone, away from my phone. But that's like, you can't really do good
multitask.
You can't do fun stuff with TikTok on your computer.
No, you can't.
Pretty well. I mean, you can, but my stuff is just in that moment, in that time. I don't overthink what I post, and I just post it. Like no matter what I'm wearing, what I'm doing, whatever it is, I know people want to see it, and if it's embarrassing, who cares? People are gonna love it. So then I just automatically post it, and I don't have to think of like a caption. I don't have to edit it. You just post it, and it may go viral, may not, but at least what I think of like my TikTok or Instagram is, it's like a whole story of my life. It's like all the memories that I've been through, and maybe I'm not posting for everyone else, but I'm definitely posting for me, so I can look back at it and be like, oh, that's awesome. I wish I could go do that again, and let me go jump off that cliff in Jamaica. Like, I have
That's
that
awesome.
proof that I did this.
That's cool. You're doing it's like the idea of scrapbooking, but you're sharing it with everybody as you do it, which is cool.
Like a time capsule,
Right?
if you will. That's
what year are you in college right now?
Freshman. This is my first semester.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious as to, like, once you graduate, you're going to have all this extra time. What are you going to what are you going to do with it?
I guess.
How many things are you possibly going to fill up? What are some other like goals that you have, that you look at, things that you're interested, that you haven't already kind of stepped into?
Yeah. So if I don't make Miss Teen USA this year, then I'm definitely going to take a break from pageants and focus mainly on acting, because I want to be that Marvel superhero in that movie.
Right.
But gonna take some, what is it called? Some rope lessons, or combat lessons for the movies.
Right.
Because not everything is on YouTube, and you have to actually go in person and learn. So,
YouTube University is great, but it doesn't have everything. Right.
Yeah, we're gonna do some of those lessons, and I'm going to basically hit Hollywood with everything that I possibly can. I can say that I have something in the works, and the contract has already been signed for another thing. So we're back in showbiz. Yay.
Nice.
And that is happening hopefully at the beginning of next year. So y'all will be definitely seeing me back in California and shooting another thing.
Will we be seeing you as yourself in this thing, or will you be?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Cool.
That's awesome. Speaking of things,
Yeah, this is the segue.
this is a segue.
I see.
This
All
is I'm really good at segues, Rachel.
as you can see.
As you can see. So speaking of things,
Here
one
comes
of
a segue.
the things that we have to do
Mhm.
is pay some bills.
Right.
And the way we do that is with a little company called Poddex, one of our lovely sponsors here on the show. And what
Yes.
Poddex is it's decks of cards Each deck has 50 questions. Each card. Fuck!
Wow.
I hate this guy.
You're doing so well.
I was doing so well. All right.
You're staring at me while you're doing it, which is hilarious.
Well, I know because he loves when I do this. We've been
Oh.
doing this for like 140 episodes.
I love his descriptions because they're so concise and straight to the point.
So there's decks, right? Within each deck is 50 cards. Within each card is a question. And what we like to get our guests to do is pick a deck and then pick a random question,
Which is on a card.
which is on the card.
Of which there are 50.
Listen, jerk. So I'm going to go grab them over here. You just describe what pod decks is
All
and
right.
stuff. And
You grab the card.
jerk.
So, while you are checking this out, you can go to poddex.com. After this episode is over, you can check out all the decks included with many more and an app that they have that you can check out as well.
There's an app for it.
If you decide that you want to get any decks, if you decide that you want to get any of their swag, their t-shirts, anything like that, just use the promo code BACON
Because everything's better with bacon.
and you will get 10% off your entire order.
All right. So, Rachel, the deck choices we have are the interview deck 2, episode deck. There's Would You Rather, What the Heck, How Dare You, and What the Fuck.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Now, the fun thing about these decks, while he is shuffling, I will tell you that you see something and you see it's like, would you rather, or what the fuck, or what the heck, or any of those. And your brain immediately goes to the worst possible thing that could be asked of you. That could be in there, but it also could be so tame and a like non,
Pretty benign.
but yeah, it could be a pretty easy question as well. We never know what it's going to be. So,
But just know if it's awful, it's Jim's fault.
right, yeah,
Okay, got it.
it's totally my fault, as you are going to tell me when to stop, and that will be your random card.
All right, here we go.
I'm moving my finger from my left to my right, your right to your left. You tell me when to stop.
Go.
Go.
End of the deck. End of the deck.
going.
Oh, right there.
So slow.
So slow.
slow.
I wanted to make sure you didn't.
Uh-huh.
They were fanned out. I want to make
Slow.
sure it hit everyone. Everyone's a possibility. I'm not gonna leave any cards out. Rachel, would you rather have your head be too big for your body size, or hands that are too small for your body size?
I feel like people like small hands.
Okay.
So I would say, as a female, small hands.
I would
But-
have to go with the small hands.
Yeah. Like,
Well, you
Okay.
also build things, so I mean, you could get into things.
that's true. That's true. But if I have a bigger head than my body, I have a lot of hair, so I could just face and put
Yeah,
hair
that's
in the
true.
face. There's ways you could fix it, but I would say small hands.
There's
I-
also like how big or how small. Like, are they like baby
Are they like
hands on
baby?
regular
Exactly.
arms,
Are they baby hands?
or is it like a bobblehead?
Well, it reminds me of like Deadpool when he saws off his hand
Right,
to
he's
get
got
out of
the
the
little-
thing, and he's got the little baby hand.
Right.
I could probably
Okay,
deal
yeah.
with that.
I would deal with the baby hand.
Big
Yeah.
head. I've already got a big head, so
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
a
have the
larger-
hair that you got.
I have
So
a
I
larger
can-
head.
I can fix my big head syndrome. Okay.
yeah, I don't have that that thing.
Yeah, I have a large head too. It's hard to find hats.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right.
Sucks.
He wears them all the time.
I have a lot of hair as well, though, so it's okay.
Right. So you can fix that.
Thanks.
So all right, so you're in college, your first year. So but you're also like an engineer, right?
Mhm.
So are you is there like any kind of certification or some sort of schooling that you did aside from your normal schooling, or is it all self-taught? Like my dad gave me power tools and I just figured it out myself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you want to see my
So-
certification, or do you want to see my patents?
Exactly. But I would say I went to a school that is very athletic oriented or whatever. Whatever word I'm trying to say. It was basically an athletic school.
Gotcha.
Didn't really worry about too much science. There was very chill, and yeah, I played every sport: high jump, long jump, triple jump, volleyball, basketball, everything. Yeah. But my main interest was science, and they had a very limited like science whatever lab, and it just wasn't it. So I would just go home and play with my power tools and teach myself what I wanted to learn, like coding and all this stuff. And so yeah, I would not say that there's a certificate or anything, because I did make all of that myself without having too much help from other people. Like, yeah, my dad, I can always say that, you know, he was the one, of course. But overall, it literally just takes one idea and you just have to pursue it, and you get help along the way. But that's your idea. Like, that's yours. And yeah, I'm going to LSU for engineering, and hopefully I get my engineering degree. But, you know, I have all this other stuff, and I would feel like it would just be kind of like an asset to everything that I'm doing, being a woman in STEM, being a TV actress, gymnast, or, you know, gymnast, model, everything. I would just say that you don't technically need the degree. I don't technically need the degree. I want it though. I want it though, you know? So
Yeah. What is, like, at such a young age, how do you, like, what made you go, I need to patent this, or I need to create, what gets you aimed toward a particular invention to get patented?
yeah. So my windmill project started out as cardboard and a piece of wood and a DC motor and trash, basically. Went on the news, put it, you know, basically everywhere that someone could find this, and it was stolen, of course. That's when I knew that every single invention, no matter how small or how big it is, needs to have a claim on it, because it could be something, you know, worthwhile. And so right after they took it, I patented everything that I had on this, every single thing. And then my NFL helmet, gonna be patented, because I know that it's already out there, and it takes like 0.2 seconds for someone to be like, yeah, I'll just change it a little bit and it's mine. So
Right.
even if it's a small project, like I had a hat and I put a sensor in it to where basically if you're like a truck driver, you won't fall asleep. Like if you fall asleep, the hat will sense it. Patented. Patent that. Because even if it's such a small little thing, it could make such a big difference, and people can take it so easily.
Of course, yeah.
What? That is, so what does it do when it senses you're falling asleep?
Yeah, so it has a sensor where it, you know, senses the axes, and if you're falling asleep forward, it'll beep inside of the hat. It won't annoy the passenger, but it'll beep inside of your hat. It's kind of like a, you know, like an ear thing. You can put it inside of your ear if you want. You don't have to. It can just like beep your head if you want. There's many different ways. It's not finished, but there's many different ways that it could alert you. If you go side to side, back, front, wherever you go, if you move your head in a motion that it senses, then yeah, it'll beep, but not just any random motion, because I trained it to, you know,
Right.
to do that. And like if you look to your right, it's not going to beep at you, but I trained it to my motions to where I fall asleep. Yeah.
Wow, that's, well, so like I feel like the initial one was not necessarily something that you were doing because of like personal experience stuff, but you've got a brother who plays football, so you're like, okay, well, I need to make this more efficient.
Well, we
you're
know
driving,
we know concussions,
right,
and
CTE and all that stuff, and now you're like traveling the world and driving a lot. Okay, that's where you get the.
We don't want Dad to fall asleep while he's driving.
Are you taking a lot of this inspiration from just things like, you're like, this should be more efficient?
Yeah, just I see it and I'm like, bro, what? No one thought of this? And then I create and I'm like, I look it up on the internet. I'm like, dang, I'm the first. But I feel like I take it from life. I really do. Yeah. Inspiration from my brother. I was driving to California and I saw the horizontal wind turbines and I was like, dang, you're not accessing that wind from this car. If you put it on its side, create it vertical, you could get basically unlimited electricity, because there's cars going forward this way and it's unlimited electricity in that sort of motion. And I was like, oh, it's so simple, but no one thinks of it.
I feel like I constantly have nobody's thought of that, and then I'll Google it and somebody already did.
Well, okay, yes,
I get that so much,
but it's not my design.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, it's interesting because so many people think that, or I've heard it throughout my life that like, oh, you're either artistic or you're engineer.
Yeah.
Those kind of two things and how they're separate. But like you're getting inspiration for these things the same way that we get inspiration for songwriting.
Right.
Life experience, something happens, you notice something, which is it's cool because it's like I totally get and understand where you're getting the ideas from, and it is kind of, it's very artistic.
Yeah.
It's a merging of that whole thing. But you tend to, you're doing that everywhere anyway. You're merging art and science and creative and analytical and all those things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you always kind of been like that, or do you feel that that's more common than people think, or do you think that like for some reason you're just kind of able to kind of do both?
I feel like people don't realize their potential. They really don't. Like most of the students that I've, been with, they think exactly the same as me, but they don't have that oomph. They don't have that, oh yeah, I'm just going to go out and do it. The confidence, They don't have the support that I do. So yeah, I think people have untapped potential basically everywhere, especially some of these artists that I see. They are creating, I've met a person who created the best mural just on the side of a building. I'm like, bro, why are you this and not on a canvas and in an art show? And he's like, well, I don't really know how to do. You don't know? Do it. Go for it. Like your untapped potential is on this wall right here, and no one even knows who you are. They see this and they think it's beautiful, but they can't see it anywhere else because they don't see you. But I definitely think that there are many, many, many people who could change the world right now, but they don't have the support to do it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And what you're saying too, like the whole just go do it. Like that's kind of what
you only
I
live
kind of do.
100%
with certain things. I mean, like, just like even stupid little things like the studio and stuff. Like it was just one of those things. It was like, I need a studio. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna make it.
Well, nothing's
it's just like
nothing's stupid and little. You know what I mean? I think that's part of it too, is that a lot of people think that they immediately get overwhelmed by the idea of doing anything other than what they were able to just do right there.
Exactly.
Right.
They're ultimately afraid to fail, but when you fail, you learn so much more.
Yes.
Why do we fall, Bruce? Exactly.
Yes. We didn't get that in the new Batman.
No, we didn't.
Not at all. Not at all. But Andy Serkis is still a badass.
He's still.
All right. So, Rachel, we've taken up a lot of your time.
Yes.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you so
has
much.
been a real blast.
Yeah.
So before we sign off here, can you please let everybody know where they can find everything you?
Oh yeah. So Instagram is Beauty and Brains with a Twist. That is basically where you can see my whole life. And then TikTok is Rachel_Pizzolato. Facebook, Beauty and Brains with a Twist. YouTube, Rachel Pizzolato. And Twitter, BrainTwist2112. And if you want to go visit my website and see all of the stuff that I do, BrainTwist2112 and BeautyandBrainsWithATwist.com. Yep.
Awesome.
We will have links for everything in the description.
Yes.
Thank you for spending your time with us. We do appreciate it. And like I said, this has been fun. This has been awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I also think people are going to get inspired out of it too. I think people are going to hear.
I hope they do, and I hope they just YOLO and do what they want to do.
I agree, 100%.
Despite you not liking bacon,
right?
We like you.
Oh,
we think you're pretty good.
Thanks,
we think you're pretty good. You
feel good.
This was a positive experience despite the hate on the bacon.
Come on now. I rescue animals. Come on now.
Yes, you do steal animals.
You do steal dogs.
I know.
So,
no, give them better homes.
We love that.
You're like a Robin Hood of
exactly.
Animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You steal, but it's for a good
no.
cause.
For a good cause.
No.
You rescue animals. We don't want to put out there that you know what, somebody's going to take
clickbait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Clickbait, right.
Terrible.
All right, guys. Well, thank you everybody for checking this out, and Rachel, thank you again for hanging out with us. Jim,
and remember, everyone that is listening, and every show that makes you feel positive, I think this is an easy one at the end. Remember to ask yourself, every single day, the one question. The one question.
Mhm.
What is it that makes your life better? What
Mhm.
is it? What's the side? What's the topping? What's the whole potential? What is that thing that makes everything you do a little bit tastier? Rachel, do you remember the one question?
Bacon.
Well,
That's half of it. What is your bacon? What's
yes.
your bacon?
Awesome.
Now we're back.
No. Now, and we're back. You
It's not
see?
gonna be as
You
good.
see? That's great.
It's not gonna be as good.
That's great because it's going to happen, and people are going to be like, "What the hell is that? Why did he say now? And why did Mike let him do it?" But I didn't. It's called a fake out. It's called a fake out, and we're back.
all right.
I stole them both. I just took it away from you.
You can take it away anyway because you do the editing.
I do.
So even if I get it, I'm not gonna get it. I know this.
But you try every time.
Well, that's for you,
It's fun. Gives me a little something to look forward to.
right? Make you feel all warm in the tum tum.
I might give it back to you.
Yeah,
I might.
you probably won't.
I will.
It's all right.
It's okay.
I don't expect it. It's more fun this way.
Sure.
I had fun.
I had a lot of
Rachel.
fun. She was great.
Yeah.
And as unprepared as we seemed to be prior to, I think all things
Yeah.
considered went pretty well.
Hopefully, we didn't seem super unprepared to you guys, but I'm sure our listeners probably saw right through our. They were like, "Man, they're lucky she talks a lot,"
Yeah.
because she was great.
Yeah, she's
She has
great.
a great personality. She's very outspoken.
Yes.
She's fun. It's awesome.
Yes. So definitely check her out. Check out the dude, she's got patents.
Yeah.
She was born after I graduated high school. And she's got several patents.
Right.
We need to hit her up about those, like, falling asleep in the car things. Because then we can travel further. You could have... Yeah. We could just travel further.
All right.
We could just drive forever.
We could take turns.
Drive forever. So
Wrestling chants.
yeah. So before we tell you where we can find our stuff, we
Yeah.
do want to thank the people over at Patreon.
Yes, thank you. You keep this show running.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you guys for being so supportive. If you are interested in what we have going on over there, just check out patreon.com/baconismypodcast. We have ad-free episodes, early episodes, extra episodes, live streams, different things that we
Yeah.
do.
Every once in a while, like when I come out here on a random night and I'm just recording and stuff, I just throw it on.
I saw
talk
that
a
you
little
did.
bit.
I saw you did one recently.
It's impromptu.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
Which is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
if you guys want to join in on that, please join in on that. It helps us a lot. Other ways you can help us, jump over to baconismypodcast.com and grab yourself a t-shirt. Grab
Yes.
yourself a t-shirt or, I guess you could share us with a friend.
yeah, all your friends,
All your friends, yeah.
not just one.
Let them know.
I mean, you could do it to like a dependable one,
Yeah.
like the ones that matter,
The ones that like sharing
or the ones
things
that,
online.
Exactly, or all of them.
Yeah.
If all of your friends do that, fine.
Share us with a friend that hates podcasts.
Right.
See
Right.
what happens.
Give us a shitty review.
Maybe
At least it's a review.
At least it's a review.
Right.
Let's get those numbers up.
Where can they find you, Jim?
You can find me, Jimmy G Shoes, over on the socials. I am on all of those. My band, Craven Strange, is at cravenstrange.net. From there, you can find all our socials, all our new music. We're also on Spotify, Apple, everything that you want to download, things where you can also find not only Bacon Is My Podcast, but our brand new podcast, What's Your Bacon in 7 Questions?
Yes.
Which is now a podcast, as well as Bacon Is My Passion.
Passion.
Find some music from us too over on all the streaming sites.
Indeed.
So get all your bacon over on the streaming sites. Check it out. There's, you know what? We have a side, we have a main course, and we have a topping.
We even have an appetizer.
We even have an appetizer.
Where? See?
Where can they find you, man?
Me personally, you can find me at me my own self Mike on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's where I post all my stuff about my band and my family and my podcasting and all the other adventures that I am on personally. But you can also find my band at Something Heavy Music. Something Heavy is on all streaming platforms. New song, Learning, is out now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Indeed.
And with that said, let's get the fuck out of here.
We bid you a fond
Adieu!
what's your bacon?
World peace.